City, California. You're listening to The Second Column with Joe, Mike, Carlos, and Sean.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Second Column podcast. We're joined this week by guest Jeff Sloniker. Jeff, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And
thank you. Sit down, please. Jesus.
Sitting in for Sean Curry tonight is Dan Donatelli. Dan, thank you for coming as well. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So we've got a good podcast. Two not usual guys here, but it'll be fun. No Sean, but I'm excited. Should be good.
Wait, two of the not usual guys
Two
here?
of the not usual guys are here.
Who's the other one? It's
Oh,
one of the
both these guys.
not usual guy.
Oh, both these guys aren't usually here.
Huh?
So
We're only missing one, Sean.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No respect.
That's two.
Yeah.
No respect for my hosting skills.
Seamless takeoff.
No, you know what?
Boy.
I'm gonna Mike.
Well, you
host the show
confused
one of
me.
these times. Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
just confused me.
Oh,
Well,
Like I had to think about that for a
Okay.
second. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you. I'll keep the show simple from now on.
Just kidding.
These days when I'm questioning my sanity,
Yeah,
I don't want to have to think about things like that.
All right, fair enough. I just want to share a little bit of listener mail. We got Mike Smooze wrote in, and
How do you know him?
Again?
this is a buddy of mine from college who
Oh,
listens
yeah.
every week. He lives in Florida.
smooth.
That's
So I'm
cool. He's been writing in every week.
Spoogernator.
Smoozer. So I'm listening to one of your latest and greatest podcasts, the one with Danny, a.k.a. the sensitive one, and he makes an observation about the ridiculousness of taking dating romance advice from you guys, and I widely agree that he is correct. I recall making the same observation around podcast 5 and was mocked.
Yeah.
I'm calling shenanigans. I want reparations. So apparently we probably shouldn't talk about women ever again on the podcast, basically. Is what
I
it comes
don't.
down to.
That'd be fine with Mike.
Well, actually, I have a date next week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A date with this couch.
Yeah. All right.
Hand.
So it's
No,
not-
I had the date with my couch last week.
Oh.
So
No, this week it's a real bona fide girl.
all right. What are you guys doing? What's going on?
How old
We're
is she?
gonna go out to dinner.
Yeah. How old is she?
I don't know.
You don't know how old
Cougar.
she is?
Good
She's a
start.
cougar.
I think she's 30 if I remember
I
correctly.
think she might be. Oh yeah, she's
Yeah,
30. I think
yeah.
she's 30. Yeah.
She's a cheerleader kind of, right?
She looks younger than 30 though.
Wait, she's a cheerleader?
Right? Or she
No,
was a
no,
cheerleader?
she used to be a cheerleader.
She used to be a cheerleader.
For a pro team or just in high school?
I think it was in high school.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. That's what we'll find out on the date.
All right, that's
Oh,
very interesting.
all right.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
That
I had
could
a,
mean
I,
anything, though.
Yeah.
I called her this evening when I got home,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm gonna probably end up leaving a message and fuck up the message somehow. It'll be like normal.
Right.
And
Oh, he's nervous. Whoa.
anyway,
Look
so
at him.
she picked up the phone,
Right.
and I wasn't expecting her to, and then
You hung
sorry,
up.
my mic's acting up a little bit.
all right.
She picked up the phone and
Relax.
It's a
Relax.
lie. It's a lie detector.
I was like, and we started having a conversation.
Danny says the microphone buzzes whenever you tell a lie. Basically. It should have gone off during the gazebo story then last time when Jeff was here. It should have
Yeah.
gone off
Yeah.
during Mike's pointing at the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He remembers that well.
Oh, jeez.
Man,
I had a
never
nice
listen to
conversation with her, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, good.
Might be a good date.
Good. I hope it is a good
that.
date.
Was she a cheerleader with a flag, or did she have pom-poms?
I think she had pom poms.
Yeah, I've seen her. She's a pom-pom girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's cute.
Conveniently, Joe's column next week is about beards, so Mike's
Oh.
date is nicely timed.
How'd you meet her?
I was actually doing this.
Our
The
friend
thing for
wrote
Jen Jones.
our friend wrote a book. So the event we were at last week, our friend wrote a book. We went to her book release party and performed there as hero style. And this girl was one of Jen's friends.
Ah, groupie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I met her
yeah.
dressed in a wig playing a woman.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was
For our
playing a woman?
sketch. No,
Maybe you
Mike
should
was.
rethink this.
No, Joe and I were both playing.
Maybe she
women.
expected. Maybe she's gonna expect you to have long blonde hair like you did during the sketch next week on your date.
One thing that I found very interesting about the whole thing.
Lie detector's going
Is
off.
that you were grabbing your chi-chi the whole time there? He was playing with his nipple when he was talking about this girl.
Oh, no.
That's not a good pickup.
No, I was looking at myself in the mirror, like I had this wig on, and I'm like, wow, I make a really ugly woman. And it's not the first impression you really want to make on a girl when you're kind of interested in her.
to look like an ugly woman.
to look like an
Yeah.
ugly woman and make an ass at herself playing a sketch. But I guess she didn't mind it. She thought it was funny.
So she liked that, yeah, as opposed to girls who see you normally. So that was actually an improvement in some sense.
Yeah, maybe it was just so like shocking that I couldn't fuck up after that. I have no idea.
That very well could be. Cool.
There's still plenty of time for me to fuck this up. So.
Right, I know. Nobody doubts that.
Yeah,
right. We'll explore that in depth in later podcasts. So, well, very good. Cool. So this week I wrote a column about dive bars. So it's kind of my...
for the wedding magazine?
No, this is for the wedding magazine. No, this is just something that I had written a while ago. It was never published. I kind of dusted it off and punched it up. So, I punched it up. So imagine what it looked like before.
Wow.
I'm going to beat Jeff to my punchlines tonight. So anyway, yeah, exactly. Well, no, you can't go to sleep because you're going to start things off. You actually, you have your own dive bar that you go to that you frequent.
When I was going to college in Sacramento, and every time I go back to Sacramento, there's a dive bar called the Backdoor. And
is a gay bar called the Backdoor?
No, it's a dive bar.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't have to have necessarily a gay connotation. It just could be like on the back door in an alley or something.
Right.
Well, it's in an alley, and they have a piano player and this old lady that sings like all these big band songs, and it's pretty awesome. But when I had all my friends come up to Sacramento one time, this is like after college and everything, I'm like, oh no, we went up there to do a show, an improv show, and I was like, hey everyone, let's go to the back door. And they're like, what the fuck?
Pervert.
The back door. Right. And I was like, no, it's an awesome dive bar. It's in an alley. It's called the Back Door.
It sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
Alley, yeah. That's always a good one.
They all put duct tape on their bottoms.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's probably my favorite dive bar. It's probably the number one dive bar I've ever been to.
Right, and you're a dive bar guy.
That's all I do.
That's all you go
I
to.
hate going to all these hip places and everything. So dive bars are it from me.
Yeah. When's the last time you got dragged to a hip place?
Oh God.
Do you not even let yourself anymore? Because every once in a while I get roped into it. Every once in a while.
Actually, I went to Bar Marmont the other day.
Oh yeah.
For my girlfriend's friend was having her party there. And, it's just like, okay, 5 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell was it? The Chateau
It's
bar?
Chateau Marmont's bar.
The bar there.
It's like a hip place. It has like butterflies on the ceiling, and they backlight all their bottles of booze.
Oh yeah.
And the cool part, the only thing that I'm like, oh, that's sort of cool, is like the diviest bar thing they do there. And that's like they put little monkeys like holding arms on your glass, and I'm like, "This is cool." $12, please.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Do you get to keep the monkeys? Is that part of the charm?
Yeah. Well, all these people with big wallets don't keep the monkeys, but here I am stealing monkeys. Like, yes, this is a plastic monkey.
I made 35 monkeys tonight. I could see that. No, I remember I went to this dance club in Pittsburgh one time, and I swear this was a setup because these two like 6 foot tall girls walked in, strutted into the middle of the dance floor, and just started making out for like 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Of course,
God.
the place went crazy. Like everybody went crazy, but like clockwork, they left, and you were almost like, did the bar owner hire them to come in and like whip everybody into a frenzy? Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was preposterous. Then again, like it was the one thing I remember from that trip to Pittsburgh. So, I guess they were doing something right. But yeah, I always felt like I was being had. I don't know why. It's terrible.
That's with you on a lot of things.
Right, that's true. That's very true. It's very true. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good point. So and also Jeff, we were talking before. You actually defended a woman once at a dive bar. Is that right?
We went to this dive bar. This was back in college. I was in a comedy troupe, and there was this girl in the troupe. She was 30 years old, and in college I'm like 22 or something, and some guy's like, "Hey, move it, grandma," to her at the bar.
Whoa.
To a 30-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was this like frat boy, and she came back all sad, and I'm like, "What happened?" She's like, "Oh, nothing," and I'm wasted at this point, and she goes, "This guy did this and said grandma to me," and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna do something.
Gonna settle his hash."
Yeah, and she's like, "Really? No one's ever stuck up for me." I was like, "Well, I'm doing it." So I'm wasted, and then my friend, who weighed maybe about 98 pounds and is really skinny and looks like he has AIDS or something.
Does he?
And, that's the joke. And if you didn't know him and you're gonna make a joke, you'd say that about him.
Okay.
But he came. He's all, I got your back, and I'm like, whatever. So we go up, and this guy is huge. He's like, he's like the linebacker kind of guy, and he's like 6'2", just like built and everything. And I walked up to him. I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I got a drink right next to him, and as I turned, I kicked him as hard as I could in the shin. And he screams, and I keep walking. I pretend like nothing happened. And then he's like, I'm going to kill you, like that. I was like, what are you talking? I didn't do anything. Calm down. And then we left. And then we didn't leave the bar. We went to the next room over. And then the security guard came up. Like, I saw him pointing at me to the security guard. The security guard's like, oh, him? And he comes over. He goes, hey, I got my eye on you. And I'm like, fine, I haven't done anything. And then like we're all laughing, and here I am drinking, and all of a sudden like drunkenness takes over, and I'm like, these guys want to kick me out of this bar, and I throw my shot glass against the wall, and it shatters. And they're all, you out of here. And I'm all, what did I do? You guys just had it out for me. So I could have got my ass beat, but
I just like the fact that you stood up for the girl, but you didn't really stand up.
I didn't hurt anything.
Like, no, I didn't do anything.
it's a coward's way of sticking up for somebody.
Yeah. That's a classic thing to do, though. Throw a shot glass or something against the wall.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted to do it into a fireplace. Like a fireplace lid. Just
like
drink a brandy
snifter,
glass.
Yeah.
I want to see something.
You
really,
have a
Yeah, you do have a fireplace.
and
Yeah,
you have
I
a
know.
brandy
We should do
glass.
it. We should.
I should do it one time, just because. But I want to say something really angry before, and then take a swig of it, and then just shatter it in the fireplace.
Cheerleader, this.
But I have a thing. It's really weird. I have a thing about breaking glass, and it's the funniest thing to me. Like whenever I hear a glass break,
It's so hard to watch.
my first instinct is I'm like, oh shit, I laugh.
No,
I
it's
just
hard to
laugh.
watch a movie with Mike because like he laughs at all the wrong parts. Like when somebody breaks a window to break into a house in a real serious part of the movie, Mike's just like, like it doesn't make it's not funny. It's not funny, but Mike's is like giggling all like for 5 minutes.
Or like someone like in fear just like breaks a glass. I think it's the funniest thing ever.
Right. Somebody gets thrown to
One
like a
thing-
trophy case. Mike's cracking his.
The one thing I'll never forget was when I saw L.A. Confidential in the movie theater with my friend.
Yeah.
There was this one scene where Danny DeVito just gets smacked around really bad, like he's in a chair and he's tied,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
he just keeps getting smacked left and right. I don't know why, but I just started howling, and people just started kind of turning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Danny DeVito's getting smacked around.
Yeah, little guy.
But for some
Little
reason,
baby.
Yeah.
and when he fell,
For Troy.
when he
baby
actually
man.
fell over in his chair,
Yeah.
I lost it. And I couldn't
He
stop
thought that was
laughing.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't. There's something wrong with you.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think you're a
Yeah.
big jerk.
Because you're autistic.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
It's because you have Asperger's syndrome.
I could only wish to be autistic. That would make me like a musical genius of some kind.
That's true.
Why is it musical? Isn't it sort of like you don't?
Well, because if I was
respond?
autistic, it'd have to be something musical. I think because I play music.
Oh, so your genice.
I'm
part,
I'm certainly not autistic in comedy.
right. No,
that would make me good.
Certainly,
Yeah,
certainly not. Like anybody who's seen Pangea knows that.
absolutely.
boy.
Yeah.
In fact, remember last week's podcast, it was Jeff, our
Yeah.
coach.
We quoted
Jeff
you last
Sloniker,
week.
That said, yeah, sometimes Mike, when you do improv, you should just stop talking.
Like right now. There we go.
Mike went on like an 8-minute long rant last week. In the first 3 minutes were great, and then there was just another 5 minutes of like us trying to jump in and Mike
Like-
continuing. And
like-
so I invoked what you said at our last improv rehearsal, which was like, Mike, you're getting great stuff out, but you just gotta stop. Just stop.
We got
Just
it.
stop.
We got it.
So that's good. We'll see if you learned your lesson this week.
No.
So far, so good. All right, very good.
there it is.
Very good.
Did you guys ever hope to like get struck by lightning?
Oh, come on.
No.
No, I read a story about a guy that got
All
struck
right.
by
Step away from the
lightning.
mic.
All right.
Step away from the mic.
Let's stop now.
I read
Back
a story
up.
about a guy that got struck by lightning, and all of a sudden he could remember things a lot better.
Okay.
I read a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah.
I read about
point, Dan.
someone that got hit by lightning and died.
Yeah, that's
Well,
usually
many
what
people
happens.
have, yes.
Exactly. So that's why
I heard a guy
Some people
got.
come out on top.
I heard a guy get his penis blown up from lightning. Like he was peeing near like some metal contraption,
Oh.
and the lightning just hit it, and the water or his pee,
Yeah.
it surged right through
It
his
threw
pee.
him.
That
And just-
sucks.
Yeah.
See, that's the
Oh,
moment I would.
brilliant.
That's the moment I would start to believe that there was like some kind of God in the universe who hated me or something. Because
I
you
don't
wouldn't
know.
think that randomly that could happen to a person.
I think it was a Darwin Award thing.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a Darwin Award. Good, very good, Mike. I'm glad you read that.
I'll show you the book.
I don't believe it. I
Dan, you.
really don't.
Yeah.
All right, I'll show you the book, man.
All right, Danny boy, you had you had a theory on the because my article talks about women who say they go to dive bars and who kind of do so out of a sense of seeming authentic or something.
Which I loved. I loved that paragraph because it is so true. Especially, I don't know if it's in this city or if it's just
Right.
even in general, even back in Ohio.
Like
you
I
find the
believe
same
Jeff when he says I go to dive bars because that is completely congruent with his character. But you meet kind of girls who you're just like, no, you don't, but they
Yeah.
claim they do all the
You
time.
have to claim
so.
it, yeah.
Anyway, so you had something to say.
That got me thinking about like who are these women who actually go to dive bars, and it just kind of as I conjured up this image of what I picture, it's just kind of like skin, like the windswept surface of Mars, like
Right.
Is he reading that?
yeah.
He wrote it down.
like jeans with like 3 cubic feet of crotch.
Oh, yeah.
just
A lot of crotch,
Guns.
crotch area,
Yeah,
Guns.
guns area.
yeah, like gap in the teeth for the cigarette. You just lodge the
Is
that a
cigarette right in
bad
there.
thing?
Yeah, these are beautiful people. I mean,
Yeah.
No, the
Danny's-
gap in the teeth. You know,
It
that's-
tickles.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and just the again, I have this written, so I'm not usually this good, but the calloused mouth of a she-hawk with the wrinkled talons to match.
Wait, a she-hawk.
Yeah, I just picture like just this hardened mouth, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it just reminded me of almost like a beak.
That's quite a picture you painted there.
Wow.
That's who I picture at dive bars.
All
I don't know, those are the women.
Fair enough.
Hard living women.
They are
These
some
two
hard
are from Cleveland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's your dive bar.
Yeah.
That is our dive bar.
Like,
Yeah.
Actually, he kind of described, and it's funny. Like Danny's description isn't far off. We had this dive bar. Jenny, did you ever go to Scores?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had this horrible dive bar in our hometown, but it was like the women Danny just described like that were like 22.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
Oh
it was
my-
like
oh my
like a
God.
hard
I love
22. So
God.
Fucking
yeah,
love it.
but that was like the
Oh, what?
Man, I just like
Yeah.
to grab on.
that
Oh,
And if they can grab back with talent,
with talent.
oh my
I'm
God.
all for it.
These
man.
hands, I just picture these
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, they're rough, so I mean,
Yeah.
so it's good on.
yeah. Scores was a terrible.
That was the name,
place.
really?
Yeah, it was called
That's
Scores.
a strip club. Yeah. I thought
It
was a strip
sounds
club.
yeah. This place, I don't know if they knew that the other Scores existed. It was that hopelessly out of touch. But basically, they decorated this place in 1984 with Brown's paraphernalia and never updated it. So it had that like sad feel
That was a heyday.
of the first day the bar opened. It was the Browns' heyday.
Yeah.
So it had the sad feel of like it never moved beyond like whatever, like January 1st,
God.
1984, or whenever Bernie Kosar was a rookie.
That's hell.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of like a theory that like you talked about how like it's kind of still the same as it was like in 1984. That reminds me of like a lot of these same women that I was just talking about. You ever notice how like you'll see a woman wearing like a dress from like it's obviously a dress from like 1989 or like from like 1983 like and my
Yes.
theory is that like women wear clothes from the last phase when they actually looked good.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, that's
that time
true.
period,
Yeah.
They'll just stick to that.
I think that's right.
Yeah, to that.
Some guys too.
guys too, but I
Yeah.
guess I just know I
Yeah.
don't really look around at guys' clothes very often.
Like
Or
your-
hair guy.
Your
Yeah.
your leather boots.
My leather. What? My leather
Never
boots.
stopped wearing those.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, actually, Carlos has got his Guns N' Roses shirt
Yeah,
on right
that's
now.
all right.
So
That's
like,
the appetite for destruction.
you're locked
Sure.
into you're firmly locked into 1989.
What are you wearing? It
I
looked
got, I got ready for the softball game right now.
Yeah, what? Oh my god!
I have a sleeveless shirt on and
Don't describe it. It's
and play
awful.
shorts.
Don't describe
Hey,
it.
what do you want? It's like
It's
midnight.
nasty.
Do you
Midnight
think those
this morning.
women that are lost in time with their clothing, do you think they've ever changed and said, you know what, I look so much better with this big
wow.
white belt. So I'm gonna put that back on. It's 17 holes.
I'm glad I saved it. Yeah.
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 Because I have like fat clothes, and then when I lose weight, I go back to the skinny clothes and go, I look so much better in this. But when I get fatter, I'm like, these clothes, they're not bad.
That's a classic girl thing to do, is to have fat jeans and skinny jeans.
Yeah.
So that's something. That's something I now have too, because I've been
What?
fluctuating in weight.
Me too.
So yeah, I completely sympathize. So it all depends on like what era you bought your skinny clothes and what era you bought your like.
Yeah.
okay,
Like
that's
all of my
yeah.
skinny clothes are circa like 2002, which is the last time I was skinny, and now I'm finally starting to fit back into them. But it's like going back in time. Well, sort of. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Not quite there yet. Anyway, yeah. Thanks. Wait. Well, speaking of women, gnarly women at bars, Mike, you had something you wanted to share
no.
from Pat's with the woman.
Yeah, Jeff, you ever been to Pat's down here?
Never.
Yeah, it's like the local dive
It
bar, I
might be
guess,
the
in
worst
valley.
bar in Los Angeles. It
yeah?
really might be the worst bar.
I don't
They
think
in
I've-
Los
have
Angeles.
golden tea though, which is fun.
That's the only redeeming value of that bar. Otherwise, it's the dregs.
Every time I've gone in there too, like you'd figure there'd be a line for the game, but there's never a line.
No,
Is
no.
there anybody in there?
Oh yeah, Pat's like it's got a pretty big.
It's got like a regular crowd that shows up at 11 a.m. and is there for the rest
wow.
of the day.
The
It's that kind of place.
The first time I went there, there was an ambulance there, and and there was a police officer outside, and he's like, "Gentlemen can't go in yet." So we just kind of stood around. We're like, "All right."
You actually waited?
Well, it was like a few minutes. If it was going to be a long,
I thought it'd be a
time.
warning sign right there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. We were kind of interested to see what was going on. You know?
right.
All right.
So anyway, they haul some like old guy out in a gurney, and they put him in the ambulance and haul him
So
away.
they haul an old man out of the bar on a
How
gurney.
old?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell. He was.
Could you
probably-
tell what the physical damage was to him?
I don't know. He had like one eye half shut, and like,
Stroke.
So it looked like he got his ass kicked.
I had no idea. It looked like maybe he had a heart attack or something. Or,
Okay.
So anyway, they hauled him off, and then the police officer's like, "Okay, you guys can go in now."
So yeah, was
So
your
we
first
did.
So
impression.
you still went in?
So I asked the waitress, I'm like, "Hey, what happened?" And she's like, "Oh, it happens to him all the time." And I'm like, "We're in a dive bar now."
Yeah,
you know?
you are.
But I loved it because I mean, it was really cheap drinks, but there was some older woman, and she came up to our table, and my one friend Sean, I've never heard him do this. He's a really nice guy, but she was kind of yapping at him, and he just said, "Be gone with you."
Literally said, "Be gone
He
with
said,
you."
"Be gone with you."
So Shakespearean.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It was great. And
Did you go?
No. Then she started.
That's typical.
She started talking to me, and then she said, "I need help at the ATM machine." And I'm like, "Well, what do you need?" And she's like, "Can you get some money out for me?" So I went over to the ATM machine, and I just thinking, "Oh, I'm being a nice guy, helping her out." She gave me her PIN number and everything. Put the card in. She's like, "How do you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know. What's your PIN number?" And she gave it to me again. I typed it in.
You were trying to get laid.
No, I wasn't
That
trying to
was
do anything.
really nice of you. Yeah.
And it was just, but she just kept like checking money out,
Was
so
it
she would
was
check
it her
$40
card?
out. Yeah,
Was
it was her card.
But maybe she was having you punch it in to have your face on
while-
the camera.
That's
While
what it
I was-
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
She would say, "Oh, I need more," so then I put the card back in, and then I
Wow.
punched the number in again.
You're a gullible idiot.
while I was punching in the number, she was hanging on me and kissing me on the cheek.
Oh.
So it just got really awkward.
She was trying to get you to do something that wasn't supposed to be done.
Right.
Yet he's
I have-
still there.
I know, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I guess I became
You want
a
to get
prostitute.
laid?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to get laid.
You either been
Then
you
you're
either should have
gullible.
been arrested and or laid
This
after
was
that
her
situation.
money. This was her money.
Are you sure?
No, get out.
This was her PIN
Listen,
number,
I had
her
this. I
card.
had this friend in high school. Who,
Maybe I didn't say this right.
Listen. No,
This
listen to
was
this parallel.
her. She gave me her card.
I don't
How
know.
do you know it was her card?
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
I
know?
have no idea.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You can't get
You
all
don't
high and
know.
mighty like
you
that.
don't know it was her
But
card.
that's the thing.
Good
So
argument.
So then I just said, "Listen, I've had enough," and I like walked back.
Let me tell you what happened to you. I had this friend. This is true. I had this friend in high school. He was 2 lockers down from me, and he was a little bit OCD, but he used to always go, "Hey," and we walking away. He'd go, "Hey, can you check my locker to make sure it's locked?" And I was like, "What?" And so I was like new at this high school. I was like, "All right," so I would check his locker to make sure it's locked. Well, I found out like 3 or 4 months later, he was the biggest drug dealer in our grade.
Wow.
So he would always make sure like
Whoa.
somebody else's like was checking his locker, had their handprints on his lock or whatever. He
Wow.
was totally getting me to do something that could have gotten me in trouble, and out of the niceness of now he didn't kiss me on the cheek. cheek or anything, but out of the niceness of my heart,
Was he also
did it.
drunk at the same time?
No. But
He was probably high.
Yeah,
Slobbering
found
drunk.
out later he was high all the time.
This
so-
woman was slobbering drunk. I don't think she had the capability of running a heist.
All right, well,
Are you kidding me? That's such a hard thing. Hey, I got a PIN number. Will you type it in?
Yeah. She probably took it off the dead guy who got wheeled out in the gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's like, "Are you sure your name is Drake?"
Yeah,
Like, card.
yeah. That's a weird name for a woman.
Well, anyway, so she just pulled out all the money, and then I just said, "Hey, listen, can't do this."
Did she whisper any sweet talk to you while you were doing it?
Well, she was just nibbling on my cheek. It was terrible. It
What was
really
Sean doing?
uncomfortable.
What was Sean doing at the time?
I was like laughing,
Filming.
getting another drink.
Yeah, and you.
I think he actually went to play Golden Tee, and I wanted to play.
I don't
too. I
blame
was
him.
Having a good hole before, and then this woman just came up.
Yeah, that would have been the move.
I was just trying to be a nice guy and help her out. I thought she was so drunk she couldn't remember
That's
how to work the
so
machine.
weird. That
So
you fell
then
for
she
that.
took her money,
Yeah,
and then she just walked off into the darkness.
Yeah, exactly. Because you were had.
Wow.
You were bamboozled.
By what? It wasn't
Bamboozled.
my.
That's a
It
good
wasn't
word.
my money.
Well, no, but you. I think
Who was bamboozled?
you were probably helping her get money out that wasn't hers.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand what would be the difference between her actually taking
'Cause-
the money out
Because your face is on the video.
camera. Yeah.
when she's on the camera physically handing me, her card
Now, maybe she didn't think it all the way through.
and telling me the numbers
All right.
and me pushing them in, going, "Are you sure?" It was on the
All right.
camera.
Well, she could have got you. Both of you could have been. in trouble.
I think she just. I don't know. What,
Yeah.
I
She
guess
could have said you were coercing her to be there.
Right.
Could have been trouble.
Yeah, well, Pat's police, I don't think is that solid, so I'm not too
the
worried.
Pat's police.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they have police.
Actually, I heard a rumor.
Uh-oh.
One of my ex-girlfriend, her roommate used to work there for a while.
Oh yeah.
And there was a time when there was some shit going down in the bar, and she called the police, and she got fired because she called the police.
Whoa, what was
Because
the
it was two bikers that were getting into it, and they
uh.
started they busted bottles over each other's heads. Classic, cartoon stuff. But
Okay.
the police came, and then she got fired because I guess Pats, they don't have a good relationship with the police, and they're not supposed to call the police.
Oh.
All of this.
So they're supposed to let the fight just
Yeah.
happen. Because you figure, the guys will probably knock each other out anyway,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah,
Or
but
get
you know,
killed.
yeah, or get
Yeah.
killed. But yeah, in all fairness, this is all third hand allegedly, so we don't know this stuff for sure.
Yeah, because the bottles over the head.
But
Hey,
that's that's what we just thought. That's just what we.
She
heard.
was a waitress there. She got fired. That's what she said.
Okay.
I have no idea.
She
Okay.
was stealing.
Yeah.
She could have been lying through her teeth
The first time I
for all apparent reasons.
yeah. Well, okay. I just wanted
Oh,
to, just to stay in case just to put on the record that that's just third hand knowledge. We didn't
Yeah,
know.
just-
Are you worried that Pats is going to
You
get
never
upset at
know.
us for
You
this?
never know. If it sounds like they have massive.
Always
Sounds
talking.
like they have law
Always
enforcement.
keeps talking.
Sounds
You
like
let
they have
Pats
law
come over here.
I'm just saying they already have you on video, so
Pat
they already know who you are.
sucks.
They,
Don't go to Pat's.
the first time
You're really worried
fir-
about Pats.
The first time I ever went to Pat's was the woman behind the bar was wearing a see-through mesh shirt.
Nice, I'm going.
It wasn't, but it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't the woman you wanted to
Hey,
be
titties are
wearing it.
titties.
All right, you would have done fine then. And I think the singer was like a David Lee Roth cover band. It was the
This is
entertainment
a bad.
band.
This is a bad thing.
I
See,
know.
this is why you don't like dive bars.
I don't say I don't like dive
I
bars.
love that stuff.
Yeah, I don't say, but I don't know. It's just I like bars. I just like regular bars. They have to be divey. So I don't know. I don't know.
What's your favorite bar in Los Angeles? Fridays.
Probably like no, like Cat and Fiddle, something like that. It's like a.
See,
that's a
I
pretty
don't
good
like.
bar.
I don't
Yeah.
like Cat and the Fiddle.
I like it. It's big. You got a lot of space. You can get a seat. It's nice. I like
I
the
like
place.
Tom Burgess.
Tom Burgess is good too.
That's
Yeah.
a class. My dad used to go there.
Tom Burgess is good. Molly Malone's is good. Fox and the Hound down in Ventura is all right.
See, the Fox and the Hound I like. It's just kind of an English pub, and it feels like there's some days I just want to like grow a beard and like get a sailor hat and just go down and nurse down a drink or something.
You can do it without that.
Well, yeah, but there's just something about that bar that just gives me that feeling.
Are
Like
you-
I just want to go down and.
Are you gonna take that girl out? to that place?
You're gonna wear your beard and your sailor hat with
Well,
Jenny,
actually,
with the
she
girl?
lives very close to the.
Oh,
cat,
no.
the
You should
the
dress
Fox
up.
and the Hound.
She's used to you dressing
Well, I'm not gonna
up.
do like the sea captain thing.
She's used to do the sea captain.
do it.
The sea captain and the cheerleader. That could be some
Yeah.
like hot sex. That could be like
Captain Tennille.
you guys could look the captain and Tennille. That would look really good.
Right there.
Long way from that, gentlemen.
Probably not as far as you think. Carlos, you had a thought on the guy who because we've all seen this guy who becomes the creepy regular.
Yeah, the creepy regulars.
At the
man.
dive
I don't know
bar.
if you've seen those guys, man.
Yeah.
Well, probably Jeff. I don't know. You're a creepy regular at that
At the
Were
Backdoor.
you at the place? Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Backdoor.
But you probably seen your own.
But the creepy regulars,
like
yeah,
the old guys. Or,
he's been
you know,
going there like a good solid like 20 years.
20 years. Yeah. Like he hugs the waitresses. Talks
He's
to
kind of the
everybody.
king. He's kind of the king.
He's
of
a king shit. And the guy,
Yeah.
I just think my theory is just that. I mean, these guys live for this thing. That they're the kings of their world, and right when they step out of there, they're just like the lowest piece of shit,
Right.
So that's why they gotta go to these dive bars. That's why I think these dive bars exist, because of those guys just
So there's a lot of guys who that's their place.
That's their place.
community.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you think a guy goes, a businessman's like, you know what? I want to make some piece of garbage
Yeah.
feel like a king, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna start a dive
yeah, they're
bar.
gonna start a chain called Losers. They're gonna be-
Well, I think people go to dive bars 'cause it's the place you go where everybody knows your name. Because you got to realize, like with these dive bars, mostly it's locals.
It is. That's what a
Yeah,
bar
it
is.
is.
Like,
Yeah.
The last time I went
For
to Pat's,
locals.
like there
Yeah.
were more people there that knew each other, and you
Right.
could just tell they were locals.
Yeah. That's
I don't
true. That's
like
it.
it. I'm not really. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Carlos, you're not a big bar guy though.
Like
Yeah, I
you
don't
can't
know.
go to
Not
a,
really.
a fancy bar or whatever, and it's not the. It's different people all the time at the
Right.
higher end clubs,
Right.
But like the lower end ones, yeah, it's just local people from the neighborhood probably going.
why? Okay, with this group of people, why would you want to go to a semi-hip bar?
No, I don't think any of us want to go to a semi.
See, I don't really go to bar. I don't really drink
hip
as much.
bar.
Well, at the
Nudie bar maybe. But.
Cat and the Fiddle is a semi-hip.
Is it
bar.
semi-hip?
Yeah.
I just like it because it's big and open, and that's
Drinks
like
are expensive.
Well, here,
yeah, it's not worse than anywhere
here's
else.
what I see you guys doing. Like, if all of you went to a bar,
Yeah.
let's get a table in the corner and just go there and drink.
Right.
So isn't that what a dive bar is?
Yeah, I'm not. I hope I didn't come off in the article like I was so anti-dive bar.
Well, you
I think
drew a middle finger.
no,
Facing
I
at a
draw
dive
middle-
bar.
I did not
Jerk
draw a
off.
middle finger. No, I mean I like dive bars. All my bars in college were dive bars.
Ah.
I think I don't know. Maybe it's just in LA. I haven't found my dive bar. My favorite bar when I used to live in DC was an Irish bar, and usually those it's like a good Irish bar, and it wasn't exactly a dive bar. So I don't know. So maybe I just haven't had the proper.
Well, the thing with
appreciation.
LA is a dive bar will get a little bit popular.
Yeah,
And then once it gets a little popular, the masses go there
Yeah.
and ruin it.
I can
and-
totally see that.
And I used to go to a place called the Snake Pit.
Yeah, we know
Yeah,
Snake.
Slash,
Yeah.
Slash owns that.
We used to know that. Yeah.
It was so great.
Yeah.
And, when I first moved out to Los Angeles, no one would go there. And I'd go, hey, let's go to the Snake Pit. And you'd hear groans and all that.
Yeah.
And I'd go there, and I loved it. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, like the hip Hollywood crowd said, let's
Yeah.
go there. I couldn't
Maybe
even
because
stand
Slash
in
owns
there.
it.
Well, part of it too.
Yeah. Well, Slash is making a resurgence right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going there when I first moved to LA and I was taking classes at the Groundlings. So this
Yeah.
was like 2002, 2003. We used to go there after Groundling shows and things.
Yeah.
And it was never packed. It had kind of a good vibe. Now, what year do you think it got a little bit ruined? Was it before then or after then?
I'd say 4 years ago. 'Cause
Okay,
I
so
lived up the
it was-
street from there.
Okay, so it was right around. It would have been right after I started hanging out there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I used to go there. I was accosted one time. I walked in there one time with $2 in my pocket because just being the poor improv kid, and it was after one of our classes. A bunch of us went down there, and so I bought a drink for $2. It was like a beer for exactly $2. I had no money to tip the lady,
Yeah.
so I didn't tip her, and I felt bad. I didn't say anything. I came back there like a month later, and the same waitress served us. She looks at me and she goes, "Oh, it's the guy who doesn't tip." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Did you tip her at that time?
Yeah, I'm sure I
I
tipped
would
her.
have tipped her.
I'm sure
That's
I
a
tipped
lot,
her.
though.
Sure.
That really is. I think you just have a memorable face because you have to think about
Memorable face.
Yeah,
The
my
head.
memorable head.
The head.
how
do you
many
feel
how many people has she seen
I don't
between
know.
times, and then she actually remembered you?
I don't know. Yeah, and I'd been in there before, and I tipped before, but for whatever reason, she remembered that one time, and she called it out.
When
so.
Bat Boy comes into your bar,
Bad
you don't
Boy.
forget that.
Oh, whoa.
I didn't know
I
it.
still don't get Bat
Yikes.
Boy.
It's you go Google image search it. You'll see what Bad Boy. is.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Joe,
I
that's
had to
like
look it up.
That's like a Costanza moment, though.
What's that?
Yeah.
She only
Very
remembered you
much
because you
was.
didn't tip.
Right.
You
It
tipped
very
so
much
many
was.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, there's of all the egregious things that have happened in that bar, various assaults and drug dealers and whatever else has happened in there. It's I get remembered, so I get called.
You're probably wearing the same sweatshirt or the same thing.
Knowing me, I was wearing the
Yeah.
same clothes.
It said, I'm that guy.
It's true though. When I went to the
Creepy.
Snake Pit, which was maybe like a year ago or two, it wasn't it totally wasn't a dive bar at that point.
What was different about it?
Yeah, I just the people in
crowded.
there that you would see, like they're just not dive bar type people.
They were hip and cool.
Yeah, exactly. And the prices of the drinks increase.
Oh, they
Yeah.
went up so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does stink.
And the food got bad.
Yeah.
I'm not a big hip bar person either, but it's a great place to put deposits in the old master bank.
The Master
Oh.
Bank.
The definitely
don't
hotter
know.
chicks at hip bars.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
go there to do some cataloging, as Mike calls it.
Oh, as we explored last week
yeah,
in the podcast.
Yeah.
So Mike has a woman to finish off with, and yeah.
That's,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
we Mike talked about his masturbation technique at length last week, so that was part of the Mike needs to be quiet now discussion
Yeah.
that happened at the end of the podcast.
very quiet.
It's all part of the imagination.
Oh no,
Jeez.
You know, an
No, 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 no.
autistic
No.
an autistic person would probably have a very vivid imagination.
Oh yeah, I have a
Mm.
whole theory on this, but
Masturbation might be better.
But they couldn't share it.
right?
So,
So you wouldn't know.
I have a theory on like.
Well, because there's varying degrees of autism. You could just be a super genius, but still be like sociable.
What's that, Dan?
it's I just think that as a writer, I don't know, I don't consider myself a writer because I'm not being paid for it yet, but I aspire to be a writer, and I just like to think that a writer's job is to create a reality that's better than reality, or at least more interesting than reality. So sometimes I like to think that when I masturbate, if I ever did, and I'm not saying that I ever do,
Right.
but it is actually better than real sex because I have the imagination
Of a writer.
that creates a better reality.
feels better, or
I don't know.
in
Just give me
theory
this,
is
man.
better.
Just give me this one thing.
I need this. Oh man, good. I'm glad we've explored everybody's masturbatory habits
Yeah.
on the show.
That's
all
not
right.
necessarily habits.
That's
but,
all right. All right, very good. All right, we've come to the end of the show. We've come to the aftermath.
Come to the climax.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The climax. Mike seems to have lost control of the sound effects.
Oh
What
man,
did you do?
this is the zoo crew.
It is the zoo crew.
Hey, everybody.
Where's the slide whistle? Los? Give us 50 at 50.
Yeah.
50 and 50, everybody.
Not even know what that means, but
34
I like
degrees out there.
34 degrees.
34 degrees in Los Angeles.
Last
Yeah.
week, Carl
My
said it was
God.
Carl said it was 64 in Los Angeles, 63 on the coast.
Beach, at the coast.
All right, very good. All right, we're gonna go around the room. We'll start with Mike, and everyone's gonna give their final thought for the podcast. Mike, we'll start with you. Any final thoughts now as we wrap this up?
Jeff, are you farting?
Carlos did.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff, I don't know if you watch Jeff during the podcast. When he's not talking, he's working on a fart. That's kind of his technique.
I like how he's.
What happened?
I like how he's like, but he's fanning it towards Joe and Carlos.
Yeah.
He's leaving Danny and me just.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh wow, yeah. Full, yeah.
Really glad I fed you all those peanuts and Diet
Oh.
Coke half an hour ago. Good.
Telling
Good.
you guys,
Jesus.
Good.
turning.
Great.
I feel like that guy got kicked in the shin.
Yeah. I still love the guy who got kicked in the shin 'cause I don't think he ever learned the lesson from what he did.
I don't
Yeah.
think he did either. It scared the hell out of me.
Right.
I was like, oh no, he's gonna kill me, and I'm drunk. And
Right. Yeah.
One of my favorite stories that Jeff told me once.
Oh no.
You were at a party, Jeff, where there was like a fog machine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can you tell that story?
It's pretty long.
How-
At the end here?
How long?
We got plenty of time.
Can you do it in like 5 minutes?
I
Is
can
it-
do 5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead and tell it.
All right, so I was at a celebrity's house. No, celebrity's brother's house.
Can you say who or not even
Yeah,
a
I
big of a
don't
deal?
care. Is Todd Stefani's house. He always has. He has a huge Halloween party, and his neighbor they combine their backyards, and it's just this huge thing. He invites everybody, so it's no special thing to go there. But every year I'd go, and the last year I went, just drunk when you arrive, and he has all these special effect things going on. Like he has like a movie playing on the roof of his garage. He has a guy making hot dogs for everybody. It's just all this cool stuff. He has a haunted house in his garage where it's actually a dance disco. But
Cool.
there's this like really high powered fog machine. And me and my friend Steve, we were just like high and drunk. We were just wasted. And we walked over to this girl. She was really cute. And we started talking to her. and she had a gay friend with her, and we were sort of just like, well, let's hope he doesn't get in protect mode, because like
Right.
the gay friend always protects the girl.
Yes.
So we start joking with this girl. She's laughing, and this guy who's like about 6'2", that was we just noticed he was the David Sands. You know who David Sands
Yeah, we know
is?
David Sands.
They were playing who could punch their chest the hardest. So like they were exchanging blow for blow. So they're psycho.
Yeah.
Just crazy psychos, because David Sands is a psycho.
Yeah.
And so he comes walking over just drunk, and he's like, to the girl, he goes, "Why are you talking to these douchebags? We've never met this guy in our life. This guy is new to us, and we're new to him."
And then that man sealed his fate.
Yeah. And he goes, "Why are you talking to these douchebags?" And we're like, "Hey, watch it." And me and Steve, when we get together, we just make fun of people. It's so easy for us because we're so mean-spirited. But we start going, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "These guys are douchebags, da-da-da." And as he's like talking crap about us the whole time, this fog machine will go off every 2 minutes, and you literally can't see 2 inches in front of your face. You put your hand there, you can't see it. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. So I turned when the fog machine's going off, he's talking, no one can see each other, and I turn to my friend, I go to Steve, I go, "Hey, I'm gonna kick him in the crotch," and he's like, "Do it." So I kicked once, like hardest I could, missed. Kicked a second time, and every time
you were
I
kicking into just thin air though. You had no idea.
I had no
what
idea.
you
I knew the direction he was in. So I'd take a step forward, I'd kick again. On the third one, you hear this, "Oh!" and I go, "Oh my god!" I turned to Steve, "That was really hard." So he goes, "What the? Who kicked? Who kicked?" So me and Steve, we go behind the girl.
Very brave guy.
A human shield. We go behind the girl. This guy's swinging at us. He's trying to swing for anybody in front of him, because that's the only thing he knows. Where the pain came from was in front of him, and he's like, "Who kicked? Who kicked?" And he gets to us, and he swings towards us and slaps the girl in her face.
Oh.
And that's what we did. We said, "Oh, what are you doing, man? You're kicking. You slapped this girl in her face." He's like, "You guys kicked. Which one of you kicked? Tell me who fucking kicked." And like, we're like, "Dude, you just hit a girl in her face. So calm down." And we're like, "Did he hit you in the face?" She goes, "Yeah." And you're like, "Dude, you're not supposed to hit a girl in the face." And he's like, "Someone kicked me. Someone kicked me." And me and Steve were like, "Let's go. Let's leave this situation." So we walk as fast as we can out of from the backyard to the front lawn, which is through like this fakey haunted house thing, and he's right behind us, and he's dressed as Harry Potter, by the way. and so he's behind us. He's just psycho. He's losing it. He's like, every step he takes, the more and more angry he gets. Like, "Who kicked? Who kicked?" And then so we get out into the front lawn, and he goes, "You guys, which one of you faggots kicked me in the nuts?" And no lie, this seems like it's fake, but it's not.
All right.
A gay guy in a pink bunny outfit turns around and goes, "Who's calling who a faggot?" And me and Steve quickly go, "He called you a faggot." He goes, "Oh no, you didn't." And then they get into a fight. He gets so frustrated with what's going on, he throws his Harry Potter cape off of him onto the lawn, and he's like getting ready to fight somebody, right? And then like we're like, "He hit that girl in the face, and he came out here and called you a faggot." And he goes, no, which one of you kicked me?" And like we're like, okay, this is the point where we either get beat up or we run. And just in the nick of time, his roommate pulls up, and he looks like he just woke up, and he goes, "Hey, get in the fucking car, man." And the guy's like, "No, hold on, I'm gonna beat the shit out of someone." He goes, "Get in the car, I'll leave you." So he picks up his cape, he gets in the car, and as they're driving off, I run as fast as I can right beside the car, and I go, "I kicked, you fucking asshole, I kicked." And his friend, like, he was getting all like, oh, and his friend's like, "Nope, we're going home."
Wow.
The fog machine.
The fog machine.
That's a great story.
Jeez.
Oh man, I love the constant blame switching.
Oh,
That's my
yeah.
favorite part of the
That's-
story.
I just
me and
love-
Steve were just like, boom, boom,
I
boom.
just
You
love-
hit a girl.
I just love how you were just using dead reckoning. You were just kicking, and then finally just made contact.
It's so good.
I got scared because I landed it so hard. I was like,
Yeah.
what did I do?
Yeah. Oh my god. Woo. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, I love that the gay guy's in a pink bunny outfit.
That was amazing. Like,
Like,
I
oh no.
I was
But-
telling that story, and then I went back to Steve and I go, "Hey, I've been telling the story. Am I exaggerating when I said there was a gay guy in a bunny suit?" At the exact time, he goes, "No, that's how I remember."
That's great because I heard you tell that story like roughly like a year ago. It was almost the same. So it's
Yeah.
not like I don't think you're.
Oh, no.
you're fudging anything on that story.
That
That's real.
that story is one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
So there's and those you don't exaggerate on because
Right.
they happened like the perfect thing happened that
That's
night.
great. I'm glad we recorded it for posterity, Mike. So good. I'm glad you asked. That was really good.
Goes forever. And
That's good. That one's in the vault.
Free. That's great.
That one's in the
and
vault.
The condor.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I
very
just for my aftermath, my aftermath is kind of simple actually for once. Uh,
good. What a refreshing change.
I don't believe it.
I think dive bars are kind of like the where the older generations are trying to get their youth back, go to drink.
Okay.
Because drinking, it used to be off limits, right? Like part of the fun of drinking would be like when we were underage and we had to get the booze, and it would ultimately lead you to drink in various like weird places. You'd drink in the alley, you would drink, down by the river, you would drink, in some place where no one would
Down by the river?
Down by the
well, whatever local river your town may have. For us, the LA River, which is the icon of the city.
Nobody goes to the LA.
Yeah,
No.
nobody goes to the LA River.
But
Only if you're
whatever.
bloated and
Where did
dead.
you and your friends really go when you guys
Apparently.
drank illegally?
Actually, we did drink in an alley once. It was pretty
So you drank in
fun.
an
In Culver
alley.
City, yeah.
Okay, so you drank in an alley.
Yeah, by the airport, we would watch planes come in.
Okay, so I could see that.
And no one,
That was
seemed to
Wayne's
bother us there.
World.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What is this?
Stop making it up.
That wasn't Wayne's World.
Yeah, that
You
was.
don't have to lie
That
to
wasn't-
kick it.
Did you lie on the roof of a
Not
car
lying.
and scream? What did?
No.
It sounds like.
In fact, we in this one alley, we would do a lot of our pickups. Like our friend would get us beer, and we needed a place kind of off the main street, to make the transfer, or put it in another guy's car.
Okay.
So we'd meet in the alley, And the alley is like symbolic of kind of a deep, dark place,
Okay.
And
It's
so,
symbolic of a place between two buildings.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like
So
that.
Yeah,
when you get older,
An alley.
you want to kind of relive that mystique of drinking in deep dark places, because it's kind of against the law.
I always
Alright.
assumed they were
So you
just
go to
drinking
these-
away the pain of being old.
You go to the places
Yeah.
like
Right.
you go to
That's what I
places,
thought.
Yeah.
you go to places like the Backdoor. It's like walking through Grand Theft Auto. like some back street,
I think Danny's right. You
like
drink.
gun smuggling.
You
Yeah,
drink.
no.
You drink for very innocent reasons.
Yeah.
Most people who are like 50 or 60 in a dive
Yeah.
bar are not drinking to recapture their lost youth.
I think they're just
They're-
recapturing the
no,
young
they're-
times.
Yeah,
when
like when they
drinking was
leave
fun.
the
No.
the regulars who leave the dive bar actually go home and drink. Probably.
yeah, they go
That's
home and
what
drink. They're numbing the pain
Yeah.
of whatever their reality is
I think there's a
probably-
mystique to it,
It's probably what's happening.
and the best part of it is it's cheap.
It's cheap. That's the
Yeah,
that's a good
cheap
reason.
drinking.
That's a good reason. I'm gonna chip in real quick here because I hope that it didn't come across, and I'll go back and reread the piece
He
that
hates
I am
dive bars.
that I
You
hate
just said
dive
that
bars because
right
I
now.
don't.
You
I
just
don't.
said it.
But I just want to say I do like dive bars. I think I just haven't found the right one in LA yet. So maybe it's been a while since I've been to one. So if that's the vibe, I didn't mean to give it off like that. The one I used to live near in Santa Monica, which I wrote about in this piece, was just super divey, like to the point where you're like, this place.
About
Kinda,
14 below.
yeah, no. But it was
Is that the 14 below?
No, it wasn't 14 below.
No, the
Yeah.
14 below. I mean, they've got
wasn't
their
14
casual
below.
drunks that are always
right
there.
Yeah, no, it was the
Way
same,
to go.
same idea.
So dive bar, you and Joe cool? I mean, is everything squashed?
Yeah, I think we're fine. We're totally cool. So yeah, so that's my feelings on that. But yeah, I think I prefer Irish bars or big bars or whatever. So I don't have the same taste as one Jeff Sloniker, but I've never objected to getting a Schlitz with the guys down at the back door of wherever the hell we are.
They have Schlitz at
Dancing
IO.
with the boys.
They have Schlitz everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made a comeback.
But I was surprised to see it at the IO for some reason. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I just
All the
their drinks are pretty expensive.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, way to go.
Thank you.
I thought you were done.
Thank you. All right.
Touche, Lancelot. Touche.
Lancelot.
Whoa.
All right, Carlos.
Don't give me
Carlos,
don't give me
why
a nickname. I think this is going to be the last podcast that I'm going to be sitting next to Jeff.
It's horrible.
That was horrible. A fart.
Yeah, he farted and he feels bad about it now.
No, I don't know, man.
Carlos has been sitting here baking in Jeff's bar.
Seriously, I'm sweating. Like it's like a sauna. It's like It's horrible.
It's sticky.
Oh, it is.
Oh, man.
All right. That's all I have to say.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
All right.
Really.
Jeff, you already had a long story. Did you want to share anything else, or is there anything else you
Well,
want?
not after
Apologize.
that. I mean,
Apologize.
did you hear how he said that? He's like, so Jeff, you talked a lot. So you don't have anything, right?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say.
Yeah, please, Jeff, if you have an
Next.
aftermath.
Please share it. Yeah.
I'll just say this. I think that the dive bar is where professional drinkers go.
Whoa.
And I think it's where you do it, like if they have a sign that says we drink to forget, don't forget to pay your bill or something like that.
Right.
I think then you could just the seats are worked in too, like you don't have to.
It's a good butt groove in the
Yeah,
seats. Yeah,
so-
yeah. That's true. And as Carlos pointed out, like good for that, bad for probably getting a meal, but good
Right.
for
No, don't get a
wanna-
meal.
No.
no.
No, you
Horrible.
drink your meal.
Drink your meal there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They should not. It should be against the law. Serve any food in those places.
If anybody's wearing a see-through mesh shirt,
Yeah,
they
that's
should
the
be
worst.
feeding you any.
Did you see her nipples?
Yeah, you could see her nipples.
Fuck, I'm going.
Yeah, I don't know. This was 4 or 5 years ago, so I don't know if she's still.
No, she's still there.
Probably
She's,
better.
she's probably still there. She's
still
older
there.
and saggier than ever.
Yeah.
And dive bars, you can smoke in those too.
Yeah.
Like that's like if you're a smoker, then you go to these dive bars. Like I remember when they first passed the law, you can't smoke in these bars. The dive bars would pull out ashtrays.
yeah.
And then like when a cop would come in, they'd tell everyone, sort of like the old
Stop.
speakeasies. you
Yeah,
know?
like with smoking. I remember being in a couple bars right when that change happened.
Yeah, I remember in San Francisco. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Chinatown here, and it was just like it was a really divey bar, and everybody was smoking, and it was like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Arrest everybody?
Yeah.
No, they just had the attitude. So very good. Danny, what do you got for us?
Wow.
Well, I just want to say I kind of feel bad. Compared to Jeff, I don't have any stories where I kick someone.
Wow,
Oh.
no.
It's like two
How-
kicking
Two
stories.
kicking
You're
stories.
still young.
Yeah.
You're still young.
So I'm
Is it-
afraid to offend Jeff now. I'm gonna get kicked one of these days.
Right.
Yeah, but you've gotten drunk and broken things, right? That's why you don't drink.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
once
drink.
told me that you become like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh
type.
no, I just get rowdy. I just
yeah,
I
you
don't
bash
know.
cabinets or something.
No,
right?
I don't. Wow,
get
this
that?
is slander.
Really?
No, I don't. I've never bashed a cabinet. I just get rowdy. It's
You
rowdy.
once told me like you never get drunk because you lose control.
No, that is not the
With
story.
women.
Let's
Specifically
Yeah.
with women.
With women,
It
yeah.
hurts them.
that. I don't know. Mike. No, that's not. No, that's
Yeah,
not. It.
Motherfucker,
I've
you told
never-
me that once.
I'll back Danny up. I know Danny's drinking stories. I've never heard that or
You don't
heard
like
that
bash
before.
shit up or
No,
No.
I mean I get
Yeah,
rowdy
with
like
women.
all like.
I think
Bash
you-
his
I think-
shit up.
I think you wish he did. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a little bit out of control with a woman when you're drunk?
No, I mean
You're amongst friends. You could tell.
This is the place. This is the place to talk about it.
Yeah.
amongst friends
This
and
is-
like
this is the
50 or
place-
60 listeners.
Like I know there
Yeah.
are people listening. They're gonna think I'm like this out of
Oh,
control.
yeah.
Like,
No, I think you're responsible. You don't drink because you said like yeah.
I'm
you just-
allergic to drinking.
Yeah,
That's why I don't drink.
He doesn't drink because he can't drink alcohol. Like,
Really?
It's not good for his body.
It's not. I would drink, but I can't. So
Yeah, we were sitting in Joe's apartment once, and you said like, "Nah, you wouldn't want to see me drunk. I get out
Now,
of
Mike.
control."
Mike.
With
it's
women.
called me being.
He's probably joking.
Yeah.
I saw you drunk down at Holly and Jay's wedding.
Was I
Was
bashing,
he bashing
things?
cabinets?
No, but you were. I could see the fire in your eyes.
I was cradle robbing. Actually.
Wasn't he cleaning?
Yes, you were. I saw fire in your eyes though.
He was
And I'm
cleaning
like-
his fingernails out too for DNA.
Yeah.
I remember. I saw fire in your eyes, and I'm like, this is why he doesn't drink because
Mi-
he just gets crazy. Gets that crazy. eye.
Mike was pointing at you from the gazebo.
What? telling people.
Oh,
telling
God.
people
Oh,
you're
yeah,
bashing.
that's right. That's right.
The big Z boy bashed up.
Yeah.
No, you didn't
smashed
bash
up.
it up, but I think you didn't hit that tipping point. I just saw that craziness in your eye. You got really excited.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Like
think I've seen
I've
that.
been passed out. I mean, I've never blacked out. That's a weird thing. I don't understand these people who black out, but I've never blacked out. I can
Right.
remember everything that I've ever done when I'm drunk, and I've never bashed a thing in my life that I can.
Except a couple women.
Yeah.
That's why. Because
her egos
if a
and her-
woman blacks out when they're drinking, he gets crazy.
What?
He just said it. He
That's
couldn't handle
awful,
it.
dude.
Oh,
Some
wow.
aftermath.
It must be true.
It's not funny though.
Yeah, it must
really.
be true. All
Stop
right.
bashing women up.
All right. So
That's quite a hot seat you got.
Danny, would you like to kick Jeff?
I think I'm gonna kick
Yeah,
Mike.
let me put on that
Mike
blonde
slander.
wig.
Well, no, I didn't mean to slander, but it's just it was just
Mike
a
calls
thing that-
everybody else.
Danny, in all fairness, Mike has the worst. Carlos, how good is Mike's memory?
We went to a party one time, and it was the weekend before the actual party was.
So
No,
Carl-
it's the
so- Mike dragged all of his friends.
After.
Mike dragged all of his friends to Silver Lake for a party that
we
wasn't
took
until
a
the next
cab.
week.
We took a cab there. Who dropped us off. We were
you
looking through the
kidding me?
window.
No, this really happened.
You took a cab there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to take a cab there, and then
From here?
yeah,
Yeah.
My memory is a lot better than you guys think.
like
it's
No.
Swiss
$50.
cheese.
No, in that case, it wasn't.
Yeah,
In that case, it
we
was
were
horrible.
we were not
well,
happy.
the party was the week after, so it was the next week. We went a
Right.
week early.
Right.
All right. Well,
But still, that makes it worse.
And my friend came out and he was like, "What are you guys doing here?"
No, he didn't even say you called him, and he said no. The party's next
Yeah,
week.
there was nobody at the house.
Yeah.
It was Joe Davidson. I thought he was there, wasn't he?
No.
No, so
That's,
you don't even, he doesn't
you-
remember that. You don't even
God.
remember that.
Well,
See, there.
I
you
can't
go.
remember every detail, but I remember what people say to me.
Well, I don't. Yeah, Danny was probably joking because he is very over the top. With
yeah,
his
he was
humor.
probably joking with me.
You would make a horrible witness, Mike.
Yeah, you're gonna get us all in prison someday.
Can't be a witness if you bash up women.
I can't tell you how many times, Joe, you have asked me, no, they didn't say that. And I'm like, yes, they did say that.
I'm usually humoring you, and I agree with you though.
Your brother's real nervous over here.
Joe, I get it.
It wasn't
How
a
do you
bad
like
thing,
the
no, it
hot
just
seat,
means-
buddy? Huh?
It just means you're a partier. You have fun, that's all. It's not a
No,
bad
you
thing.
didn't make it sound like you said
Yeah, you made
bashing
rage.
things.
Well, yeah, bashing
Fire in his
bashing
eyes,
cabinets.
rage and fire.
Whoa.
I have no
I can't remember
idea.
last time I said the word cabinet, let alone told a story about bashing them.
Yeah.
My
All right.
That was just a simile.
Let me set the record. I know Danny. I've been around Danny forever. I know his stories. There's been no bashing. There's been no fire in the eyes. He's just a normal
had
guy.
a fire
in your
He's a
eyes.
normal guy.
No, he's
There's
just dead
nothing wrong with
inside. Is that what you're
He's a
saying?
normal guy.
There was nothing wrong with it. It was the wedding, you got a little drunk, you had some fire in his eyes. That's
Just
all
gets
it
a little
was.
physical with women, that's all.
God,
He'll start dancing and then pull him tighter and tighter. And
you are athletic. I could tell.
Hell.
Yeah.
You asked for this. You asked for this.
Oh, no.
No, I've known Danny.
Is there
for a
anything else?
long
Is there anything else you'd like to accuse my brother of?
No,
that we had
I've known
before?
Danny for a very long time. He's
Well,
never done
apparently
anything
not
wrong.
as well as you thought.
But I was just asking.
well, he gave you his answer. Wow. All right.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
no.
you were allergic to alcohol.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
believe me, it's a long and it's not funny.
Yeah,
so
it
let's
is.
just not even get into that. It's
she's
just-
allergic to women with all their teeth, too. Apparently. Just to bash those out.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Poor Danny.
No, but yeah, for my my aftermath. Actually,
Yeah, yeah, bring
just
it
a real
home,
quick
bring it
thought.
home.
Just
Bring
I
it
was
home.
thinking that a lot of I think maybe the allure for dive bars is that I thought this was interesting and actually reminded me of something that Carlos said is that it kind of reminded me of like the idea that maybe for like once in my life at least if I go to a dive bar I almost feel like there's the possibility that I could be the coolest person in the room if I'm at a dive bar. And then I was just thinking that it's almost like sad though that like I'm almost setting
Yeah.
myself up to be one of those old men
Yeah,
who go to the
exactly.
bars like, hey, look at
Hey,
Sheila.
hey, give me some sugar, honey.
Yeah, yeah. So
Or else.
I got.
Oh, oops. Would you say?
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I could see that, Dan. Because as opposed to going to a hip dance club, you'll never be the coolest guy in that.
Oh,
place.
absolutely not. I
Yep. I see what you're saying. Oh,
I
very
don't know
good.
why you say that. I mean, you're a pretty fit guy. It's like what makes you?
Mike,
that
you're
Don't
lying.
kiss his ass.
Are you
now, Mike.
lying?
Mike, don't kiss his ass.
because I'm
now.
a rage-filled alcoholic.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm not kissing his
you're
ass.
kissing his ass.
No, I'm just saying, like, what makes you that different from like anybody else? That goes to a
because you know if you're that guy, that's-
swank bar.
You know if you're the cool guy in the dance club, and if you're not, like you're aware of that. So Danny's saying he's not that cool guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not that.
Whoa.
Good argument.
We just got real here.
Yeah.
It's getting too real for old Danny.
End this, Joe.
What's that?
End this.
All right. Hey. Okay. Very
Or
good.
he will.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
All right.
Put on wigs.
Danny
and
just flipped the
punch you out.
table over.
put down that chair.
Hey, Jeff, why don't you let our audience, we have a lot of listeners in LA, know what you have going on as far as shows or anything online, or just anything you'd like to promote right now, anything you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, check out ucbcomedy.com. I have put Jeff Sloniker in the subject line. A couple videos up there. Come see The Great Adventure Friday nights at
West Side.
West Side Eclectic?
At 9:30.
9:30. 9:30. Come check us out. We're hilarious.
You guys used to be so early to those shows, and
Oh
now,
my god.
like seriously, because we go on at 9:30 before you once a month, and it used to be where we'd hang out from 9 to 9:30, but now it's like you guys wandering at 10 to 10.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like Josh hardly even like he shows up 20 minutes into the show.
Right. We've seen that before.
He doesn't like that.
Very good. All right, Jeff, thanks a lot for coming on the show. Yeah. Danny?
No, I just wanted to add that I'm not a huge improv fan, but I am a huge Great Adventure fan. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to
Oh,
throw
thank you
another
very much.
plug their way, and Pangea fan, which
Well, thank you, Dan.
Joe.
Don't throw anything. That's-
I would like to politely remind the audience that the Great Adventure is a hoot.
All right. Well, very good, guys. Thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll be back next week.
That's all for this episode of The Second Column. For more information, go to joedonatelli.com.